how many more losing seasons do we see until questions begin to go past the field and go into the coaching staff?
Not much more. I think like you said, they're still a young team. After next year, if you don't see some drastic changes or some drastic changes on the field, I mean, you got to start with the coaching staff, but then the players can only do so much. Where you start to look outside of the box and think maybe we need to make a change at the head. Maybe we got to change the assistant coaches, maybe the pitching coach who we just brought in. But right now, you can't make any changes until you see what these guys can play for the rest of the season and in conference play.
Oh, absolutely.
I think you know how I feel about it. I said it last year, and I'll keep saying it this year. If the results continue to be this bad, then it's time for a change. You've seen it already in this past offseason with the hiring of a pitching coach. There was not that figure last year on the staff.
No,
and what happened? You had 5 to 10 players injured with pitching injuries.
You're asking LeBerry, who's a hitting guy, to do both, and not only manage the game, but to focus on both aspects. And you're right, the injuries were something a correlation. I don't know, but it looked pretty shady.
He has a bad track record of really wearing down his pitchers early on in the year, because there weren't any. Right now you got about 10, 11, 12 pitchers, which is all fine and good. But if you look at the bulk of the players that are playing, there's only about 5 or 6. You're following down the same slippery slope that you were last year, and you're going to get people hurt.
And you have these guys for a reason. You have 10, 11 players who can pitch. You have to get them some sort of time, especially when they're going down 12-0. You have to get other players some time.
Because if you don't, they're just going to sit there.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're running out of time. Thanks, as always.